Hey everyone, so I thought I'd talk to you today about some options when it comes to the Yamaha Crosstown hardware, and a couple tips and tricks that I found with this hardware. So the first thing I want to sort of address is that your standard set comes with two straight stands, a hi-hat stand and a snare drum stand. And some people have they love the lightweightness, but when you're placing a ride cymbal, sometimes you can have some issues with the lightweight hardware because it's so lightweight that if you put a really extra big heavy ride cymbal on it, depending on your configuration, it could be a little bit top heavy. So basically this video is to give you some ideas about how to mount a ride cymbal using this hardware, and depending on what kind of configuration you have with your kit, and a couple different options for you. So the obvious one is if you want to have one crash cymbal and then you use the other one for your ride cymbal, obviously you could kind of bring it in here, bring it down to your height. But sometimes with this being the way it is, unless you had like a 26-inch cymbal or something, it could be a little bit far. Like if you wanted to put the cymbal right here, it's kind of hard to fit this in a way to get it right to where you want it. And also besides, like if you have a ride cymbal, if you want to have two crashes, well, you can use your two straight stands for crashes, but now how do you put your ride cymbal in there? And if the whole idea is to get this lightweight hardware, the idea is to make it as lightweight and portable as possible. So basically I'm giving you some ideas of how to do that. So the first obvious one, depending on what kind of kit you have, is if you have tom mounts. Sometimes you'll have two on here, sometimes you'll only have one, but either way, if you have, and I'll get to those, but if you have the two tom mounts, you can use the second one if you don't have a second tom. Obviously if you have a second tom, then fast forward through the video and you can see the other options. But if you have one tom and you have one free, then you can get your top portion of a boom stand. Okay, so yes, this is still a boom stand. It's still not the Yamaha Crosstown hardware, but at least you're saving yourself a base, right? So you don't need to use the base, so you're saving some weight on that way, and then you use this and you configure it to however you need to put the ride cymbal exactly where you want it. Let's say that's where I want it there, and have my big 24-inch cymbal, I mount them there. And that way you have your ride cymbal set up there, you can put your crash higher, and you're good to go, right? So that's option A. So again, you still have to bring a boom, but you save some weight by not having the base of this boom. So option 2, this will also work, is if you only have one port, okay? If you only have one port and you don't have two of these ports, you can use this. They make these guys. So as you can see, this has sort of the eyelet mount on one side that accommodates the boom arm. And then you have this other mount down here on the other side. If I can flip this around, I can show you a little close up. And this accommodates any kind of cymbal stand or any kind of arm you want. It's kind of universal. Has a great adjustability of how wide any kind of thing you would clamp onto it. And you just clamp this onto anything, and then you have your arm that comes out of it, okay? And you can have like cowbell arms that come out of here, and this is a good way to mount cowbells and wood blocks and temple blocks, whatever, aux hats around the kit. So you use one of these guys and then it can mount anywhere. So if you already have a tom arm here, you can mount off the tom arm. or this can also go over a cymbal stand. So you can also mount this to the lightweight Crosstown hardware. So first I'll show you what it looks like onto the tom arm. All right, there. Now I have my ride cymbal. I'm all set up. This is actually what I usually play, the configuration. Normally when I can get away with it, I don't have a second tom. So I like to have the cymbal here. If I'm playing multi-tom setups, then obviously I have to have it higher. But this will work. So this is just a little arm that goes right off the tom arm, and then you can play it like this. Now, let's say you're playing a bop kit, right? And you have this tom. Let's say you have a virgin bass drum, right? So there's no holes coming out of it. And so you need to put your tom on either another cymbal stand or on a snare basket to hold it up. So you don't really have this real estate to clamp off of. So you do also have the option of putting this on the Crosstown cymbal stand. Now I would suggest with that, and I'll show you what it looks like, is that you still want to have a cymbal on there because you're counterweighting it too much and you want to spread the legs. But it will kind of give you that opportunity to have a cymbal off to the side on the Crosstown hardware. So I'll show you what that looks like right now. As you can see here, I've spread the legs quite far, so it does have quite a bit of spread, just to give that extra stability. And so I have my cymbal here, I have my one crash here, which I can reach rather nicely, and then I'm going to set up that arm to the side here to put for the ride cymbal. All right, so now I have the ride cymbal set up here, and it's coming off of my crash over here, right? So I still have my two crashes, and I have my ride cymbal more or less where I want it. I have the weight of the ride cymbal obviously going over one of the splayed legs, and you can kind of adjust with this, but you can kind of work with it and figure things out that works for your setup. But again, that's another option to have. You still use the Crosstown hardware, but then you have a cymbal going off of it to help you adjust the ride cymbal. Now I'm going to show you my final little trick for mounting your cymbal, saving even more weight and maybe more accessibility. And that again is to use one of these little boom cymbal arms and then an eye to an eye adapter here. So this goes on to the cymbal, boom, okay? Now this one won't fit to a stand. It will accommodate, however, if you want to save even more weight, I'll show you what this looks like. It will accommodate the pole of the top part of the Crosstown hardware. So let me show you how that looks real quick. So if you see this here, if I take this out, this top portion out here, that will then fit inside this eyelet here. Okay, I put that back into the top here. And now I have my ride cymbal arm going off of this little clamp mount here. And now it's pretty much just like it was before, but now I've even saved a little bit more weight because I don't have that large chunky adapter bit here. You're only saving ounces at this point, but if you don't have that mount, but you have this mount, well, that mount will accommodate this top portion here. Okay? And again, if you adjust the splayed legs to have the weight of the ride cymbal over it, it should more or less be okay. Let's give this a go. I'm going to bang this really hard to see if it topples. I never play that loud, but if I had to, the Crosstown did hold up and it didn't fall over. So that's an option. Okay, so finally, this guy fell off. So finally, I'm going to show you another option. This is a little hack where, again, you can then, if you have a low tom that has legs, you can use this mount to attach to the legs. So let's take a look at that now. Okay, so here's how this works. So again, you have this top boom arm mount with sort of an eyelet to eyelet. And then if you have a floor tom with these kind of legs, you can take that and it will mount to that. And what's cool about this is that typically your floor tom having 3 legs and a body is going to be very stable comparatively to the Crosstown hardware. So usually no matter what you're going to put on this, it's going to stay, and it gives you a very stable base. And then that also allows you to put the other straight stand hardware, Crosstown's straight boom cymbal stands, anywhere you want on the kit. And it's not necessarily attached to that ride cymbal, so it gives you a little bit more freedom. So I'm going to show you how this works here. All right, so here's the leg. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to fix it to this leg. Mounts like that. And what's cool about these mounts is that they have a lot of flexibility. So you can rotate them this way, that way, up or down. So it gives you a lot of flexibility. Let's just say this for now. Okay. Then I take my top boom arm stand here and fix it here. And I have flexibility on the angle and how I want to do things, so I can get it pretty much just to where I want it. Let's say I want it a little out, a little bit at an angle. Let's start with that. Let's see how that goes. All right. Let's hook up the cymbal. Might have to make some minor adjustments. Okay, put the cymbal on here. Ooh, yaka. Adjust this here. And with these mounts, you have a lot of flexibility about the angle and everything. So once you get it to where you like it, you should be good. All right, so now I have it pretty much adjusted to where I need it. And I have the ride cymbal going right off through the low tom here. And so this way also, if I want to then use that other cymbal stand, I can just adjust it anywhere I want. Say I want to put them here, right over the ride cymbal, I can do that. Both of my straight stands, my Crosstown hardware straight stands, and I also have my ride cymbal, which before I would have had to bring a really heavy boom ride cymbal stand to place it exactly where I wanted to. But now, just using the legs of the low tom, I have them here, and I didn't need to bring either the top or the base of the stand. My only recommendation is that if you do go this route and put the ride cymbal over the low tom, adjust it so that really the weight of the cymbal is over the tom leg, and so it doesn't cattywampus. Because you could have if you put it all the way on the edge and there's a slight tilt to your low tom, it's gonna go where the weight is. So if you adjust it accordingly though, but right here, you know, so there you go. So now that's set up on here. And the other cool thing about it is that since you have that other tom leg, you could get another one of these mounts and then adjust another cymbal stand. Let's say you want to have like an aux china or an aux, you know, swish knocker or something there. Or even an aux hat, you know, or a cowbell. You can have this, you have this other mount here. So it's extra real estate. It's basically having a little mini cymbal stand. And you can take another mount, similar to this, you know, an eye mount to eye mount with a cymbal boom, and you can put it here with, you know, two little arms and two little eye to eye mounts. I could have 1, 2, 3, 4 cymbals, right? Because I have my ride cymbal here, I have my aux, let's say rivet cymbal over here or china, and then I have my two crashes that are here. So I can essentially have 4 cymbals up here and only having to take 2 real, you know, cymbal stands, which are super lightweight. So the extra added weight that you get with 2 extra cymbals out of just going off your low tom is pretty incredible. You know what I might do is I'll set up a little aux cymbal off to the side so you can see what that looks like, since I have another mount in the closet. Be right back. All right, we're back. So I just want to show you a different angle here. So as you see here, I have the same kind of clamp, and I've attached it to the other leg tom leg, low tom leg here, which actually makes it even more stable because I have a little bit of weight now here. So I can have my straight stand here, or even if I don't want to bring the straight stand, I can still have another cymbal over here. But let's just put it up here for now. Just so you can see, so I have, let's say I have a little accent cymbal. This one is just like a little ride, rivet cymbal accent, right? All right, so again, that's just going to show you some different things you can do to sort of get away from bringing a whole lot of heavy gear to a gig, having to use these really big, heavy, counterweight boom stands for ride cymbals. You might have to finagle with it a little bit to just get the equation right so that the low tom doesn't spill over. But if you put your floor tom legs out to the side rather than tucked in underneath, it should give you more stability. And if you just adjust the weight of the big heavy cymbal over that tom leg, you'll be fine. So again, you know, right now I'm able to get 1, 2, 3, 4 cymbals, whereas before I could only have 2 cymbals with the the Yamaha Crosstown hardware, and having to worry about that really heavy ride cymbal. And what do I need to do? Do I need to bring an extra ride cymbal stand to this gig, or can I get away with doing something lighter? So for this, these two, you know what the Crosstown weighs already, but these 2 little extra mounts weigh pretty much nothing. Very lightweight, very easy collapsible, very portable, easy to throw in your bag with this other hardware. You're in the gig, you're cool, you got 4 cymbals now. Pretty great. So anyway, those are a couple little hacks for the hardware. For the Crosstown Yamaha hardware for cymbal placements, especially with ride cymbals, and not having to bring a really heavy boom stand to the gig. Hope that helps you guys out. Thank you very much. Have a good one.